Hi everybody. I really enjoyed in the last video where we made that lovely silk paper, silk fusion. But we just made paper and then we turned it into flowers. In this video I'm just wanting to play a little bit further, and this time I'm going to try and make a picture of flowers. So I've got my net in the background. I'm using my lovely silk fibers like this, and I'm putting down a dark color first, bluey purple color, and I'm teasing it out into, a roundish shape like that. I'll add in some purple here, and I'll just keep, with that twirling around kind of motion there. It's going to look a little bit like petals of a flower, I hope. So that's the idea. See how each time I'm just going around in a little twirl from the center outwards. Now, if you missed the previous video where we covered how to make silk paper, I'll just start at the beginning and tell you that underneath where I'm making this flower here is just some net. Think tutus, that kind of net. And it is large enough that I can fold it over when I'm finished, so it'll be net both sides. So what I'm doing here is just adding colors. I started with the darker colors because they're going to be the shadow, and each time, see, I'm just going around in a little circles, and that will be hopefully that will be my flower. I've just grabbed some green, and I'm just popping in a sort of a vague leaf shape. We'll see how that goes. This is just an experiment. I've never tried to actually make a picture from silk, as the paper. This will be very interesting. And yeah, we'll see what else we can grab out. So I've got just some threads here, and popping some of them in. Now, I've been wanting to find a use for these. These are silk carrier rods made by the silkworm, and they can stretch out like that. They're very lustrous, and I thought, okay, let's try and see how that works. So I just added some in there underneath where I'd put the green for the leaf, just to see. I really think you could add anything into this. You could add bits of paper. Or right now I've grabbed some hand-dyed different colors of mohair, those curly locks. So different fibers, you can add woolen ones, silk ones, cotton, all different kinds of things. So we're developing some nice color now. We started off with the purple, the darker purple, and the blue. I'm bringing in some orange and just some different lighter colors. I'm popping in some different threads into the center to see if we can start to get a little center happening. And now I'm using some metallic net, kind of lace scraps that I hope will catch the light on the edge of the petals, followed by, look at this, is just some linen, and it shreds very easily off the side there, the different fibers. So I'm just adding some of those in. They're a little bit thicker than just using cotton threads or things like that. I just wanted some of that hot pink. I'm going to use a lighter color now. I like fabrics that have got these lovely loose weaves that you can pull apart and just make them raggedy, because they work well in something especially like this. rather than a block of colour. It's more lacy. So I'm just putting a few little bits there around our centre to see what happens. Keep building it up, trying different things. We'll see how it goes. I'll use some more of that, I think, and just break some of the threads off the weave, just like I did with the hot pink, and just get a little bit of a lighter edge around some of those petals. A little bit more, and then I think I'll grab some more fibre, maybe a different colour, and just go over some of those areas where I've put in those pink bits of linen in the centre. These hand-dyed silk fibres that you get, they have so many variations of colour in the one pack that you really do have a lovely palette of colour. I'm going sort of pinky orange now, and I'll go through to maybe something a little bit more orange as well. I think I'm liking how this is turning out. It's a great experiment. So some more pink from this lovely mulberry silk fibre. And then I think we might try and pop something in the center of these flowers, something that we can work on later, maybe with some stitch. So I'm going to get these woolen nibs or neeps, those lovely little balls of wool. I hand dyed a bunch of different colours, and I've got, this is my orangey yellow ones, and see a little bit of that in the centre I think would really pick up that flower. So that's what I've done. So I'm going to use some Mod Podge now, Mod Podge and water, and I'm going to use half and half. I folded the net over the whole design, so it's now got net underneath and on top, and I'm using a paintbrush to mix this mixture up, and then I am going to paint it on. There we go. So it'll go all the way through and through to the back. I've got something waterproof down underneath. I've got a little chopping board, a little plastic one, so that will do. I'm working in from the edges here in case it starts to move on me. And we'll just see how this works. So I will do that, and then I'm going to turn it over and do it again on the other side in case I've missed some bits. Look how pink and yellow and green and all those colours we're seeing here. When I turn it over, much darker. That's where we put those initial colours down. So when I'm sure that I have definitely saturated it, then I am going to take it outside and hang it up. Just wanted to show you here, see how the liquid can drip. So make sure you have it outside where it doesn't matter, or with a tray underneath it until it dries. When it is dry, bring it in. See how easily it peels off from the back? Well, I've taken it off the front already, and I've just had a little look here at the centers that we just put in and thought, I don't think that they are trapped there very well. So normally if you put something like that there, I'd want to have a very thin layer of just some fibers of silk on the top of it to trap it down. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to use the same sort of color, some yellowy orange, and just very, very gossamer fine, put a few fibers over the top, and use that same solution, Mod Podge and water, over the top. Now I just wanted to experiment with the Mod Podge. Last time I used some textile medium, And I know there's a lot of different things you can use, so just see what the finish is like on this one. But I'm loving the look of the little flowers. I think they're quite nice. I am looking forward to doing something like this, playing with it, and maybe doing some stitching. Here's a close-up look so you can have a look for yourselves at the beautiful colours that are in it. Well, it's another day. It's dry. See where I've trapped those fibres? Those little balls of wool nips, or nibs. I get confused. It's both of those things apparently. Yeah, under that little bit there of fibre, that really helped. So I'm going to peel it off the rest now. I had net both sides. That makes a flattened piece of paper like that. Well, they call it silk paper. If you look through it though, you can still see little bits and pieces of things that we've used trapped in it. I thought that's very interesting. If I didn't really like it, I'd put my lacy edges in, but if I decided no, I would prefer that leaf was more pronounced. You know, I can do it, or I can just some bits of it. I like that, and I'm going to put this one into a put it onto a piece of material. Yeah, I think I'll take that. So that'll be important. What background do I use for it? Because it will show through, you see. It will show. Yeah, that looks better already. Maybe just a few of those little bits, a little bit much. But it's pretty good. Yeah. I think we can tell that that's what I was intending. That is a flower. Now, what kind of background would be good on it? You might want something shiny. You might want something light. I've just grabbed out 3 different colours of linen just to see. You can see how lacy that flower is, and the colour of the fabric is going to show through. So you can totally change the flavour of this. There's a browny tan colour. Here is a dusky pink. And here it is on a beige. Oodles of things it would be nice on. Anyway, I will have to decide. Perhaps I could use something patterned. So it's really gonna change. I could really virtually go any colour I like, but if you wanted to bring out more blue, you could put it on blue. If you wanted to bring out more yellow, you could put it on that, or we can just use calico. Let's have a look. I think that would be good enough for me. Do I like it like that? That'll do. So I wanted to use this because this time we've done it as a picture. You know, we've tried to make an approximation of a flower and a couple of leaves, and I wanted it to be a picture that I could stitch on, because you can easily stitch through this. I have this needle and it's already threaded, so that'll do me. That's what I'm going to use. And I can do all kinds of things. At the moment I just want to get something down, so I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to use some little tiny stitches like that. And I'll go around the edge to make sure it's on. I'm not trying to do every little frilly edge because I'm going to be doing other stitching. Let's just follow a line through. So with a simple running stitch, we can attach it to our fabric and begin a little bit of textile art magic. I'm nearly out, you see, so I'm going to take it through to the back and just a couple little stitches on top of each other to finish it off. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll do a few little stitches to start, and then we'll see if we can make a whole picture from it. Let's not forget, from my previous project I've got some more here. If I want, I can bring in some more. Maybe there's another flower in our bouquet. But for now I think I'll leave it. I have some really good ideas of where I want to take this next and make a whole lovely picture out of it. And I hope you'll join me for the stitching and extra bits I'm going to add in the next episode. So here, let's have a look at some close-up pictures. I hope you've enjoyed this lovely experiment. I'm really getting into it. And I hope you are too. If you've liked what you've seen, don't forget to press like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll be seeing you very shortly with the next episode, where we're going to get into some great stitching.